A very warm good evening to you, wherever watching us from across the country. And I trust you had a very wonderful Labor Day on this 1st May of 2018. My name is Eddie Nyadwa, and thank you for joining me for a favorite segment of Business Tuesday. And now we begin straight ahead with the news from Zimbabwe, where Zimbabwe has now legalized the use of marijuana. Zimbabwe has become the second country in the African continent to legalize the use of marijuana for both medical and scientific purposes. Health Minister Dr. David Parirenyatwa says individuals and businesses will be able to apply for licenses to cultivate the herb. The license will be valid for 5 years and also allow growers to possess, transport, and sell fresh cannabis, dried cannabis, cannabis oil, and other products that come from the cannabis. Now, that legalization has sparked sharp criticism from a section of Zimbabweans.
It's going to be abused badly by the young kids. If they are using marijuana now, when it is legal, what more if it comes in? Or if we are growing it here, it will be a disaster, my friend.
It's plugged into drug abuse is akawanda.
As we speak, our nation is battling many cases of drug abuse. There are lots of young children wandering the streets using drugs, and I feel legalizing cannabis will only make things worse.
Yes, I think there's nothing wrong about that because it's a crop and it's a way of getting foreign currency than to take foreign counts outside.
Even though it's illegal now, people can still access cannabis. I do not see many cases of people starting to smoke just because it has been legalized. Besides, it is for medical purposes only.
It is a hope that Zimbabweans will strictly use the herb for medical and scientific purposes and will not be abused by the youth. And now we move straight in Britain, where Britain's Interior Minister Amber Rudd resigned on Sunday. In a resignation statement, Rudd says that she inadvertently misled lawmakers about deportation targets, in a body blow to the government as it faces public outrage over the targeting of the so-called Windrush generation of migrants. Now, still staying with the Amber Rudd resignation is that there are quite a number of events that led to a resignation. Now, let's take a look at what some of those events were.
We don't have targets for removals. There are some officers which are working with them. Unfortunately, I was not aware of them, and I want to be aware of them.
Windrush.
I do not want any of the Commonwealth citizens who are here legally to be impacted in the way they have. And frankly, some of the way they have been treated has been wrong, has been appalling, and I am sorry.
And now if only African continent and African leaders will emulate such boldness, whereby leaders will resign after committing such things. But here in Africa, people stay in office despite even calls on demonstration for them to quit their offices. Anyway, moving on, now we move straight to Mombasa, where the Coast Regional Commander Noah Mwavinda has given a green light to night weddings which had been allegedly banned by Mombasa County Commander of Police Johnston Ipara. He clarified that residents need only to inform the police of the activities, whether they are night or the activities, for purposes of police providing them with security. In a defense, the commander defended his juniors, saying that he was misquoted on the alleged ban on night weddings.
For night movement ban must come from me. Yeah, and if I'm not myself aware that we had an imposition of for night movement ban, then I think that's a rumor. Don't follow that one. If there is any night movement ban, then it is me and the regional coordinator, that is the RC, to give that ban, or to instruct the DCC to give the ban, but not just any other person. Night weddings, I want to be clear also here. Night weddings can continue. We have no authority, yeah, over weddings. We have no authority over weddings. What we say, ours is to provide security. To provide security in the sense that those wedding couples or families should make sure that they report their functions to the police before they start, going about their wedding. And with this information, then we can be able to provide security for them. But don't just wake up and go to a wedding without informing the police for purposes of, deployment of personnel to make sure that you are protected. As for the timings of weddings and the locations as to where you are going to carry out, these weddings, we have no control over that. And maybe this officer was misquoted. Yeah, misquoting is also there, can be misquoted as having said that he has planned weddings. That is wrong. Get facts right.
Now, still sticking with the Mombasa police boss, is that he has now dismissed claims of resurgence of criminal gangs in the coastal city of Mombasa. Speaking while addressing journalists at the regional headquarters in Mombasa, Mr. Mwavinda maintained that there are no criminal gangs in Mombasa.
Coming out to disturb peace-loving, wananchi as they report to and from their places of work. We have moved in and we have done all that is humanly possible to make sure that we tame these menace. So as I speak now, we do not have cases that I can say are rampant. We have tamed the situation. That they are no longer there. And if they are there, then that is an isolated case. We have dealt with it once and for all. We are not going to allow new land invasions. We are alive to the fact that we have historical, land issues at the coast, but again, that is being solved. So we are saying that we're not going to allow any new land invasions, and for those landowners who think that their lands have been invaded on, we advise them to do two things. First, to report to the police, and then two, to seek recourse with the courts. So that now our work as National Police Service is to enforce those court orders. But for new land invasions, that is out of question. We are not going to allow, because we have to respect the sanctity of the title.
And now, in a bizarre story that occurred yesterday here in Nairobi, is that